So it's really nice to be here today because essentially both of these projects that we've worked on, we have actually partnered with Dovetail from the beginning. And I'm not just saying this because we're shareholders, but it's had huge benefits for both parties. So for Dennis, we got a different perspective on potential issues we might come across. And it also meant that with offering services such as webchat, we needed to understand when our websites were likely to have the highest periods of traffic. And if you're not going to have people on the other end to service that, it's going to fail essentially. Also, by involving a larger pool of people, you're just increasing the likelihood that someone in a previous role or has come across experience of these technologies and can advise you on the best possible application. There was also a benefit with regards to supply negotiation. We both worked together on the forecast and the supply negotiation, and for Dennis, we're a certain size, but having Dovetail involved as well with the potential of, if this was successful, what this might look like, I'm sure helped the rates. And again, on that note, Dovetail were very kind. They worked with us very well to keep the rates low during this period of innovation so that we could try and give it its best possible chance of working. We're very numbers focused, so as I said, best possible opportunity for the customer, but we'd like to make some money out of it too. So we also hope that this was best for Dovetail because of this partnership opportunity. The team spent quite a bit of time down at Dovetail working with the team, training the team and forming all the kind of customer flow plans. We also had the opportunity for Dovetail to work out if the customer service efficiencies were going to be in place. So are we going to be able to divert people off the phone to using webchat? And equally, it's better for both of us. So if this is successful, Dovetail can both extend the offering as a service to other clients, will hopefully benefit from preferential rates across the board and shared learnings in future. So webchat, you might consider that it's just a customer service tool, but we actually looked at how we could use this as a wider perspective. So obviously we're aiming to reduce the inbound calls and emails which are costly to service, and there's an opportunity for customer service efficiency, increasing customer service efficiency. So can Dovetail staff manage multiple customer service chats, move across, respond to emails and move back again? What does that look like for a cost for Dovetail? Increasingly, there's an opportunity for Dennis to increase our conversion rates through our microsites. So if a customer's having a problem, we can solve it for them there and then. They go on to order. There is a chance that person might have picked up the phone and said, I've got a query or I've got a problem, but there's also quite a high likelihood that they would have disappeared off into the ether. The other real positives that we took from that was that the feedback we got, we actually put in towards our multivariate testing planning. So we were getting lots of feedback about what issues we were having on the purchase journey, what areas of the website were confusing, what did people like or not like about the offers. So again, you can invest in other technologies to run on your website to get that information, but the live conversations with people were really useful for that. And finally, we felt that there was a PR role, so if we can allow people to vent at us whilst they're on our site and get that out of their system, it hopefully means that it's in a controlled environment. If we can solve that problem to their satisfaction, we're hoping that they won't go onto Facebook, their social media forums, all of these other technology that we've seen, and have a moan there. So can we control the PR?
So the results. So why did we put the reasons we put this in? What has it given to us? Of all the people that entered the site or visited the site, 17% of them were actually invited to take part in BoldChat. Of these 17%, 8% of them accepted the invitation. Obviously not everybody's going to take you up on the offer. But the important thing here is that the 15% of those actually converted into a sale, which theoretically we may never have had before if they weren't helped through with their queries. Also, no real surprise here, but the top 5 reasons for people wanting to use BoldChat: cancellation, issues inquiries, address inquiry, payment type inquiry, and for product information.
Feefo, I'd come across this website such as notonthehighstreet.com. Just a reviews tool, and Feefo describes itself as a global feedback engine. But what was really important for us was that it gave us separate reviews for both the product and the service. So if you can see here, this customer had a poor experience because they didn't receive the gift that they thought they were going to get, but they're actually all right with the product. So again, within the publishing industry, it's really important that you can differentiate, is it a service issue or is it a product issue, so that you can address that. So with Feefo, we actually felt that there was a really wide application of the tool for the business. So again, customer service tool, serve the issues quickly and on you go. But there's also an editorial feedback. So I don't know how often many of you run your annual customer service, which is what I would do, so the annual subscriber surveys to get feedback. But it's really useful that if there's any themes coming through, you can pick up on them there and then. You can log into the system. If there's an issue about content that's a recurring theme, you can pass that on to your editorial team. So you're not kind of being delayed until you next run that survey.
So why do we start looking to use Feefo? Well, again, as Lucy said, it's about encouraging feedback, but on our own terms. So it's about gaining an element of control over that. So everything on Feefo is still out there. It's still, open to social media, and it's out there for everybody to see. But it's not waiting until somebody's complain. It's us asking proactively about how we can help them with their service. Another way is to fix ongoing problems. So beforehand, we would, wait to the Dovetail conference or the subscriber survey to find out what people are really thinking about, or our own annual survey, about what problems people are having. With Feefo, we were able to find out what our short-term issues were very, very quickly and correct those. So when we first started using Feefo, free gifts not turning up on time or being late or being different was a real big problem. We knew it was a bit of an issue, but we didn't know how much of an issue and how much bad and negative feedback we were getting from that. As a result, this is an area we've greatly improved, and you're not seeing as many complaints like that coming through at Feefo anymore, which is great.
There's also a real positive for your PPC performance and conversion rates through your subscription microsites. So Feefo collates the reviews and it passes them to Google to display within the advertiser ratings as gold stars. So we've been running this on our PPC campaigns, and it's improved both click-through rates there, and then where we feature this on our microsites, it again adds that kind of reassurance to the purchase journey. And it has varied by brand, but on some brands, as Gary will show you later, we've actually seen significant increases in conversion rates on our microsites since we've had the Feefo box installed.
Again, this has been a fantastic thing for our PPC, and it's on some of our titles we've seen click-through rates increased by up to 17%. Again, this all leads on to more conversions and a high quality score. So how does it actually work? So an order comes into Dennis. Once that sale's gone through and they've become a customer, Feefo, we notify Feefo of the sale. Feefo then send a customer feedback request to the customer. They complete it, send it back, and then it's posted online. So they're all listed. This is an example of our reviews over the last few days, the last week or so. And the reason I want to put this on here is because it's not just posted there and they're just left for you to do. The job's not finished there. There's still things that you need to do to see this through and make sure it's a good customer journey for your subscribers. So there's a number of things you can put in place. For example, you can have specific email addresses that if a negative review comes through, then it goes straight to your customer service person or whoever it is that you designate for that. So it's not just sitting somewhere in an inbox that no one's monitoring. It's something you can instantly react on. It also includes a link to that comment so you can read it in its full, in its entirety. And another thing that you can do is you can add on, you can search for certain words and certain types of comments. So, you might have a positive review, but it might have some keywords in there that kind of might trigger some underlining issues that they haven't thought big enough to give you a negative score on, but it might progress into something, so you can keep an eye on things from that front. So,
in summary, we're aiming to keep all of our communication channels open with our customers with a view to trying to create one single continuous conversation with them. The way that we've approached both webchat and Feefo is about how we can fix people's problems to gain a better customer experience for them, better communication from us, and hopefully develop a much longer much longer relationship with an increased lifetime value. So we've had the values of being bold, honest, straightforward and reasonable. We've tried to take responsibility when things go wrong, and we have seen impressive uplifts in renewals when we can resolve these problems to people's satisfaction. So the other kind of idea we've toyed around the department is about creating a series of small problems for people that we can then wow them as we solve them for them, and reap the rewards financially, but that's still in the pipeline. But I guess the only other thing we'd say is, as we've talked about, in our eyes, both these two projects, A, working with Dovetail from the start has been a huge success, and B, we're hoping that some of you other publishers will join in now and go on this journey with us together so that we can learn how to use these tools to the best possible effect, and hopefully if we can work with the suppliers to get the best possible rates with more of us on board. So thank you very much.